Hello, my name is Amanda, and I really hope you enjoy my podcast that you're about to watch. My podcast was primarily about just speaking about the dangers of cybersecurity, what it is, and what an attack might look like, as well as how to prevent yourself from being a cyber victim yourself. I did do some tips and tricks, as well as just the basic information. However, if you are interested, please read my paper and learn a little bit more about it.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our live podcast. Today, I brought in a very special friend, Sophia.
Hi.
And well, as you know, we love to talk about real world problems. And today, I actually want to talk a little bit about the dangers cybersecurity has been facing in the past decade. But before we do that, please, Sophia, introduce yourself a little bit.
Thank you for having me, Amanda. So currently, I'm a college student as well as a medical assistant. Love to help people, so came out here to talk about some real world problems.
Exactly. So now the real talk, okay? How many of you have received a text message alerting you that you owe money towards your toll bill?
I have, and they get me every time.
No, definitely me too. I don't know if you know this, but I do work as a teller at a credit union, and you have no idea how many people come each day because of fraud on their account. Whether they pressed on a link that they shouldn't have, they bought something on a website that it wasn't necessarily the best website to buy from, or they just pressed a link that they shouldn't.
I think people fail to realize that even though there is these protections against these breaches, we still have to do our part.
Right, and they just become more realistic each day, which is why it's so important to always remain aware and vigilant while you're using technology, because even though it's something that we do use every single day and something that
Yeah,
we require, it
every
is
day.
still important to remain aware of what it is you're doing online.
These scammers and hackers get more unbelievable each day.
Exactly, which is why today we're just going to give you a few tips and tricks to keep yourself from becoming a cyber attack victim yourself. However, first, I think we should explain a little bit about what cybersecurity is and what an attack would look like. So, to start us off, a cyber attack, correct? A lot of people use different ways. Either they do a phishing scam, which is when you receive an email that wasn't meant for you and you press on that link, right? When pressing on that link, they have access to your entire software, all your data, and it's all out in the open. Sometimes people, actually, typically, people do it for things that aren't good for you, and your personal information is just out there.
We don't want that. That's scary.
It is scary.
Invasion of privacy.
It's an invasion of privacy, and it could either happen within your personal accounts or even your own job and career. So, for example, at work, at the credit union, we have cybersecurity trainings annually. We are required to attend those to always remind ourselves what to do and what not to do when we use our technology. And then another common attack is ransomware. Have you ever heard of ransomware?
I haven't. What
Well,
is it?
basically, what these cyber criminals is what they're called. What cyber criminals do is that they will find a vulnerability on your network and use that vulnerability to gain access to all your information.
Are you serious?
Yes, which
Jeez.
I do not understand technology as well as these people do, because I can't even begin to imagine how you do that.
No, me either. There's a reason why I'm not going into tech.
Yes, that's definitely why I'm just going to stay in business rather than technology or anything like that. However, again, it is important to know it yourself as well.
100%.
Yes. But those are just a few examples of the importance of knowing what a cyber attack is, cybersecurity, what it is. It's just trying to make sure that your information and everything that you have online is safe. Because, Sophia, did you ever know that also not only financial institutions or academic libraries are attacked, but healthcare services and providers are also attacked?
Are you serious?
Yes. Yes, so when it comes to academic libraries, so for example, schools, financial institutions, or even hospitals, they all carry very personal information about clients, customers, members, and it is very important that they are staying safe, not only the place itself, but also the employees. Because us as employees to these certain locations are at risk of a cyber attack.
I feel like it puts people in a very vulnerable position as well.
It definitely does, especially right now because we are so dependent on technology. It is something that we
Mhm.
just definitely have to be aware of and just be wary
Mhm.
of it.
No, 100%.
Yes. But now to the tips and tricks.
Always change your passwords.
Yes, and I do not want to hear, oh, my passwords are the same for everything, or oh, my password is my mom's name plus 123. Sophia, how do you do about that?
I'm kind of bad about that, but I'm definitely gonna go change my password after this.
See, it's your own best friend, so definitely check on your loved ones. Make sure that they
Yes,
don't have the
please.
same passwords for everything. But it is highly effective to always maintain your passwords only to yourself. So my passwords are always going to be personal to me, and so are hers. And always update them consistently. Uh, at my job, we have to change our password so often. It does become a little bit irritating, but you do have to understand that it is for the security of the company itself, and never use the same password for multiple different networks. So, for example, my TikTok account versus my Gmail account must have different passwords, and that goes for everything that requires me to put in a password. How do you do about that, Sophie?
I need to work on that as well.
Luckily, there is a lot of security measures that certain technologies are putting in place. For example, Apple, you know how it keeps your password secure.
Mhm.
It is good. However, definitely always be wary of things like that because it is new technology that may or may not have a glitch, and that is not a company's fault. However, as technology grows, so do cybersecurity attacks because it's always something that's constantly changing.
We always have to do our part.
Exactly. But please just multiple different networks, multiple different passwords. Don't make them so easy. It makes you an easy target. Also, do not press any links.
No links. Stay away from the links.
If you receive a spam email, be careful. If you receive a spam text, be careful. Only because you never really know what it is. I know sometimes curiosity gets the best of you, but I don't know if you've heard before, curiosity killed the cat.
Yep. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason why they say that.
There's a reason. So definitely don't let curiosity get the best of you. Just please don't press any links. That is something that happens consistently. That is primarily what phishing is. Whenever you press a link, that's how they gain access to your information. Another thing that I don't know if you know this, Sophia, but you know if sometimes you're getting a spam call, you know how sometimes like you'll answer and they don't say anything?
Yeah.
So they're not just getting your information. They're not getting your information. What they do in that scenario is that if you answer the phone, even for a split second, it shows them that your phone is active. So since your phone is active,
Mhm.
they're going to start sending you those messages until at one point they get you.
Oh my gosh, they are getting crazier and crazier.
Yeah, because you think, oh, a spam call. Okay, answer it, which I never answer because luckily my iPhone does let me know when it is a spam call. But if for some reason it doesn't tell me it's a spam call and I answer, even if they don't say anything and then they hang up, that's when I start receiving all this spam text, all those
Yeah.
other spam calls, because now they know that my phone number, the number that they called, is active. And that's when they try to get you.
So be very wary of those calls as well. It can be that
Exactly.
easy to get to you.
Exactly. But that's just it for now. Some tips and tricks and just introducing you to the information as to what cybersecurity is and what a cyber attack looks like. It is very important to keep yourself educated because even though we are teaching you just a little bit, it is such a crazy world that there is so much more to know of.
Definitely always do your part.
Yes, exactly. So, yeah, if you're going to take anything from this podcast today, please do your part, learn a little bit more, understand that it is very dangerous to just give your information out there, and we just need to be safe. But thank you guys.
Bye.
Bye.